Oh, that was quick. What's up, everybody? Long time no see, long time no talk. Um, a lot has been going on. But today we're going to be talking about how life comes at you fast and learning how to enjoy this ride and learning how to enjoy the ride of life and some of the things that we're going through or we're about to venture off into our new adventure, catching you up on some things and then teaching you all of the lessons I've extracted from it. But before we jump into it, as always, if you guys are catching this live, this worked really good last time, helped me really see who was here and who is not. Drop the hashtag live inside of the comments. If you are watching this replayed, hashtag replay in the comments. If you're going through the same season, wherever you're at in your journey, hashtag let's fucking go. Hashtag let's go. Okay. So I haven't been on YouTube in a while. Obviously, I was going through some crazy shit. If you guys are following my Instagram and you see the day to day, then you probably know what's up. Um, but lots of healing. And I think that one thing that we all think that we want is to arrive at some destination. And once we arrive at that destination, then we're good to go. Arthur, what's up, bro? Brazil. Awesome. Glad to have you, man. Glad to have you. Sometimes we think that we want the end goal. We want the end state. We want to arrive at the finish line. And we think at that point we're going to be the happiest. I'm telling you right now, that's not the case. At some point, when you get to the finish line, you'll also find you're the most unhappy there because the journey itself was the thing that challenged you the most. And it's interesting because I'm going to get into what our next evolution is here with me and my family. Um, and right now it's like everything has been falling into place. So just to give you some context, like I don't know how long ago it was, maybe a couple weeks ago. Okay. I'd posted a very vulnerable video of me. I was like breaking down. I posted it on YouTube, posted it on my Instagram. I got a lot of love from that. So I appreciate you guys a lot, which is why, again, just like I've been saying on my Instagram, if you're not following me there, it's just my name. You can go over there. But it's to show up. Now it's just time to show up again. And sometimes I think we have to go through dark times. I think sometimes we have to go through some shit to really rediscover, find ourselves again. So it's not always a bad thing when bad things happen, because I think it's just part of the process. I think it kind of shows you that there's another version of you that you can find through any adversity that you ever experience. And if you're willing to find that person, then you can live a much happier life. And so what I found is this. Number one, be careful who you do business with. You can get fucked over really hardcore. And do your due diligence. When I say due diligence, make sure that you know who this person is from a business perspective, but who the person is from a personal perspective. Okay. I'll just leave it at that because it's very important that you guys do protect yourself. For me, I'm a very like trusting person. I like to see the good in people, and sometimes that can bite me in the ass, which it did. And so I'm sharing that lesson with you guys to make sure that you are protecting yourself as you continue to grow. Make sure that you understand people's core values. I think that's a very important thing. If you understand their personal core values, then you can understand how they're going to conduct themselves in business. Okay. So I made that post and most people, would think that a vulnerable post like that is something you never want to post online, whatever the case might be. I actually, when I was posting it, it was really not for anybody. It was more for me. I kind of just needed to put my shit out there. And I just knew that my real people would understand why I was doing it. It wasn't for likes. It wasn't for clicks. It wasn't for growing the following. Like I really could give two shits. If anything, I was like, hey, I'm probably gonna lose people from this because like the fuck is what the fuck's happening here, But actually, that post blew up with all the love in the world. And then all the real ones were like DMing me saying, "What's up?" All this stuff. So what that showed me was even through the dark times, even through adversity, even through the times in our lives where maybe we feel shame, maybe we feel like we're slowing down in life. It's very interesting what happens when you continue to put yourself out there into the world and see that other people are actually really good people. So I put pain out there and really good people came back and filled up that space. And I thought that was a beautiful thing. So thank you guys for that. If you're a part of that. Um, but again, like I've been on such a quote unquote high in my life, in my businesses, in my journey that this thing that happened, um, that I'll get into over time as I figure out how to, and you'll know what I mean by that when the time comes. Um, I think that falling from such heights has been such a great experience for me, as a human, as a person, because what it showed me was there's so much fight in me. There's still so much left. I thought that once I got to a certain level, right, the finish line I was talking to at the beginning of this video, I thought that was like, "Oh, that's my fight," right? Like, my fight can take me to that level, but what's next? So I think that the adversity was me asking God, the universe, to make me stronger, to show me the path, and I got what I asked for. And it's always not in the way that we think, not always in the way that we want, but we get what we ask for. So I asked for strength. And through strength, I was faced with massive amounts of adversity, both body, mind, and spirit. Um, and it's been, again, a few weeks now, and I just feel so calm. I feel so much stronger. And it's because I really had to battle test myself in my philosophies. Everything that I basically stand for, everything I preach to you guys was tested in those moments. It was crazy. And it like refortified my belief in everything that I talk about and everything that got me to where I'm at today. And I think that that just is preparing me for this next level. So just so my family and I made a decision that we're going to actually pick up everything from California and we're going to move over to Texas. And there's people that love Texas, there's people that hate Texas. Um, and everybody always asks me, "Well, why are you making that move? Why such a big transition?" And I can't explain it. Okay, so one thing that I did a few years ago was I made a decision to follow what my spiritual guide calls a God conscience. Okay, and what that is, it's that inner voice inside of you. It's that voice of God. It's the voice of reason. It's the thing that guides all of us, but there's only a select few of us who actually listen to it. And I chose a few years ago that the way I was gonna operate was to listen to that voice, and, I've been down this, like, journey of, is it the universe that I'm fucking listening to? Is it life itself? And then I found, my relationship with God again, and everything kinda just came full circle again. And so now, even with my spiritual guide, he's like, "That's your fucking God conscience, bro." It's the thing that's guided you to where you're at today. And it only makes sense if I ever show you guys like my full tattoos and sleeve, even when I refused God, and not to make this like a whole spiritual video. What's up, baby? Um, Everything has to do with cathedrals, with God, with angels, and all of these things. And I didn't realize it at the time when I was going through a very dark time in my life that I actually, was seeking light. And so a few years ago when I made that decision, my whole world changed, right? Like I had my daughter, she's right here. She was on her way. I had just lost my job, right before the shutdown. And um I don't know what it was that called to me to not fight in the standard, traditional corporate setting, 9 to 5 job situation. Something called to me to become an entrepreneur, like fully fledged entrepreneur. And I just dominated it in the space as an entrepreneur. And I have been since then. And ever since then, I've always listened to my God conscience, like, what is the thing that's calling to me next? And I've never really been able to explain it to people. It's just something that you feel, something that you hear, and something that just like kind of pulls you in that direction. And so something is calling me to Texas right now. I'm not too sure what it is. I'm not too sure why. It was actually about a year ago, which is the most interesting thing. I was doing sometimes I do some very deep spiritual meditations and prayer like for hours, guys. I'm talking about like fasting, straight like just hands and knees, like just straight meditation. And like a year ago or something like that, I was writing out things that were calling to my heart, and Texas actually showed up. So I wrote Texas, and I still have the paper where I wrote it in like one of my big ass whiteboards. And I was like, I don't even know what's in Texas. Like, we don't know anybody there. It's not like I have a massive community out there. But that was like a year ago. And so ever since that moment, for some reasons, everything like keeps aligning. Then I found mentors in Texas. Then there's entrepreneurial communities that I started somehow connecting to in Texas. And I don't know, we're just at this weird place that everything aligned that at the right when I made that video a couple weeks ago that I posted that I haven't been online since then or on YouTube since then, everything led to now Texas. Like literally everything. I can't even explain how this all is even happening, but everything is leading to Texas. So now me and my family, we're all just like, hey, we're gonna go on our big life adventure because something's calling me over there. That my purpose is calling me over there. I don't know what it is. We have no plan of like what's gonna happen over there. I'm obviously gonna be doing the same thing, but it's interesting. Because to live in this space, I believe is true freedom. I think to live in this space where you can actually just pick up and go, um, and like just follow your purpose. I think that that's the whole point of like pushing yourself on a daily, weekly, monthly basis to get to a level where you can completely do something like this. What's up, baby? You hurt yourself? Gotta be careful, huh? You making some dinner? Okay. We can make some bow ties. Let daddy finish real quick, okay? Okay, I'll meet you in the kitchen. So I gotta make this quicker, all right? So where was I? So something's calling me over there, and I want you guys to remember that at some point you will have lost trust with yourself, lost trust with your ability to believe in the things that you say, do, or want. But then there's also going to be a time where you're going to completely know yourself, where you're going to completely know your purpose, where you're going to completely know what you're supposed to do even if you don't know what that next thing is. It's a crazy feeling to have. And everything that I've always followed, this God conscience I've always followed, has always led me to a path. I mean, to go from a third world country, to go from like poor, like literally struggling, to buy gas or to eat or for all of it, um, to here, you know? Like, I was telling my wife about this whole Lamborghini situation, and she's like, "Yeah, like, our family that rides in the Lambo now, it's you're giving people an opportunity to experience things that we as people from where we come from have never will never or should never have been able to do or to experience or to do any of that stuff. The luxuries now that I can provide to my family and to our loved ones is something that we would have never been able to experience. Like we should have never gotten to this level. There was no indication and there's no proof that we should have ever gotten to this level. I should not have multiple companies I've built to 7 figures. I should not have clients from all over the world. I should not have the Lamborghini. I should not have the stuff. I should not even have my family. Like there's so much brokenness from where I come from. I was never supposed to have all of these things, but for some reason, this God conscience calls to me and to go that way. So when God calls me, I answer. And that's where we're headed right now. So it's very interesting how this all kind of came about. And the reason why I just wanted to jump on, I was just again just something called to me to jump on tonight. Um, you know, March 31st is 0331. 0331 is actually the day one of my wife and I's anniversary. 0331, I don't know if you guys can see it, is actually right there. Okay. That's the machine gunner MOS 0331. That's for machine gunners. That's what I was. And it's interesting because the next 30 days is actually the last 30 days will be here in California, and the next 30 days is literally the next steps to our next trajectory, our next evolution in life. And tomorrow will actually be the day I left for boot camp many years ago, 12 years ago. Um, so it's interesting how this is all playing out. Tonight, 12 years ago was my last night as a civilian. Um, And so it's interesting again, all these timelines are like starting to meet and all of these dates and times and situations and events, everything is starting to culminate. And I don't know what it is. And that's why I'm telling you guys right now, life is coming at me fast. And obviously, I'm at a different stage, a different season in my journey, but we are all going through the same thing at different stages in our journey. So I might be feeling this right now. Obviously, I've accomplished quite a lot in life and in business, but you might also be feeling this exactly where you're at right now. And the only difference between me and you is like our timelines, but we're experiencing it together. And that's why I felt called to come on here because it is crazy how all of this happened, and I didn't even realize that all of this was it wasn't like, "Oh, I'm gonna wait till, like, 03:31 to go do a thing. I'm gonna wait till April 1st to start a 30-day timer on when we're gonna do something." Like, all of these events just so happened upon us, and, again, it's purposed. I can't explain it any other way. It's purposed. And so I want you to understand and be aware that when things start happening in your life and it doesn't make sense why it's happening, it's kind of like things just start falling into place and you're kind of just going with the flow. Just understand that there's something bigger happening. And if you just keep listening to the voice, keep listening to the guy, keep listening to the thing that pulls to you, that calls to you, I believe it will take you to where you need to get to in life to accomplish your purpose. And I'm excited to share with you guys kind of like what unfolds not only over the course of the next 30 days, but of the next year. Because I think that this year is going to be one of the biggest years. And I'm going to document it this time because I didn't document 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022 too much. But I'm going to make sure that I document this entire whatever's next for us, we're gonna document it. Right, baby? Yeah. Come here, you wanna say hi before we jump off so we can make you some foodie? Oh, they can't see you. You have to speak into the mic. Okay, you speak in here, you say, "Hi, guys." Say, "We're going to Texas." Come on. Alright, guys, so with that being said, yeah, I just wanted to jump on because again, it's just strange things are happening. Um, it feels like a culmination of events, feels like a culmination of identities, it feels like a culmination of work, it feels like a culmination. And I'm gonna share with you just like I have been, just like I always have, all of the lessons and all of the teachings I can extract from every lesson that's coming my way, so you can learn from it and implement it into your own life. So with that being said, guys, again, if you're watching this live, drop the hashtag live. If you're watching this replayed, hashtag replay. If you're going through this in your season, in your journey right now as well, hashtag let's go. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.